Neema House is a transitional care center for babies who've been abandoned. Most of them have been abandoned. Some have been removed from their families due to neglect or abuse or other circumstances, like they've been orphaned. There's a common misconception in Kenya that just orphanages are the best place for children who are vulnerable. Thousands of children in Kenya are institutionalized, but we really don't believe this is the best for Kenyan children. One thing that sets us apart, I think, at Project 82 is we really believe that children belong in their families and they don't belong in a home, an institution. Before we take a child, we make sure that they really need to be with us. There's no way to keep the baby in the family. Even if they have to come to us for a time, we work hard with our social workers to get that child back to their family. Whatever that looks like, whether it's empowering the family so they're financially able to care for the child, or calling in other relatives and caregivers who can help assist with the child, or whatever it looks like. We're always happy to walk alongside families to raise their own children.
We usually assess the reason why we've been called to rescue a child. Mostly the child will be abandoned because the mother was unable, doesn't have food, so she feels maybe she just needs to do away with the baby. Or maybe you will find that the mom to the baby died, so the baby has been left vulnerable. The baby doesn't have milk, food, and other needs, so we will be called in to help.
When we receive a baby, a new admission, we divide the babies among the moms. Each mom to have her own baby to show them love so that they will be happy. Even including me, we have our own babies.
We try and help them and their families in every possible way through tracing or through adoption or reunification. So once we rescue the baby is brought to us here. In most cases, we have to do age assessment because we don't know the age of this child. And at the same time, we do a blood test to find out if they're positive for HIV or not. This will also help us to give them a good comprehensive care. So after that, we usually also do tracing. With the tracing, sometimes we've been successful. We've done reunifications. If we've done all the tracing possible, the law says after 6 months, if there's no one who has come claiming this child, we can declare this child free for adoption.
So unfortunately, there were no leads after this was posted. Right now in Kenya, the only option for adoption is local domestic adoption. So there's Kenyan families who are waiting to adopt. Some of them are couples, some of them are single parents, but they've been approved by adoption agencies and they're ready to adopt. When we bring in a child, we're looking at their long term, not just meeting their immediate needs, like they need food, they need shelter. We're thinking of who's going to attend this child's wedding, who's going to be there for this child when he starts high school, who's he going to come home to after he has a bad day at school. We're thinking of the long term, and we know that we can't provide that for the children. We've had over 200 children come into our care, and if we thought that we can be everything to all of those kids, we're very wrong.
The ministry in Molo, unlike Neema House, have children that can speak for themselves. They can explain why they're coming here. They know their families. They can give us phone numbers. So whatever lead we get that can help us reunite a child back to the family as quickly as possible, we work on it to make sure that this child does not stay with us for a long time. My work mainly involves ensuring that the children that are presented to us really need to come into our care, because most times these children don't need to leave their families in the first place. So we talk with the family, we find out exactly what would cause this child to be admitted into our care. Then we help address that concern. The kind of children that we admit range from the ages of 3 years to just about 18. And mostly they are cases that involve defilement, neglect, physical abuse, and at times early marriage. The Molo ministry runs a few programs that are geared towards helping retain children within their families. Currently, we have about 9 children that are residents at this place, and our committed staff work very closely with these children to try and find ways of taking them back home. Whenever we have a successful reunification, we rejoice because this child is finally able to go back home. Like the recent one, we visited Gideon and Diana, and the two have been here with us for quite some time. And taking them back home wasn't easy because of the length of time that the process took. At times it's immediate, at times it takes years.
I'm thankful because of this project. Were it not for this project, my children could not be where they are now. I thank you so much and God bless you.
The family was so happy that the children are back home with them. The mother, the auntie, the grandfather, it's such a complete family, and you could see the joy in their eyes.
Can you hug me this way?
When I see a child happy or a child smiling, at times we just feel like crying because you see the joy in that family, the way they are just together. And then you remember the way this child was without anyone, but there is now the grandmother, there is the cousins. You just see that truly this is God's work.
Sponsorship forms the bulk of the ministry work in Molo because we help children with school-related expenses from primary school up to college levels. We have over 149 children that are currently benefiting from the sponsorship program.
I want you to read for me.
Through the support that the project gives, these children have been able to complete school. A few others have benefited fully and currently are independent, and that gives us a lot of joy.
For a very long time, everything had been like so hopeless. It seemed like nothing was coming, nothing was adding up. But graciously, God manifested, and we were called. Since P82 came into my life, they brought hope, they brought another chance, and I believed now I can do better. Like you can see, I'm holding this guitar with pride. I thank God because He has given me a reason to live. He has given me something I know passionately I can pursue. I want to pursue music production. Sincerely speaking, that is something that is always in me. I feel music. I talk music. Like everything around me feels music. I mean, I'm just passionate about it.
The Guardian program basically aims at empowering the families who take care of our children. The children is support and sponsor back at their homes. Currently in Molo, we have a total of 73 guardians whom we have empowered and we continue empowering through various skills such as tailoring, knitting, baking, weaving, among other skills.
This is our sewing class. We call ourselves Women of Vision. We have aprons here. We have bags for the women. For our kids, we have the school uniforms. We have duvet. And here we have the masks too. And we have provided for the community. The sewing project has helped us with the little money we can use for our families, and we are glad.
So what you're doing today is you are distributing food packages to our guardians for the purposes of sustaining their children back at home. We do this to all our 73 guardians on equal measure, and all this is due to your support, which we are always grateful.
The guardians meet twice every month And the second meeting is usually at the African Inland Church, that has also been offering spiritual support to our staff and children. And through God's grace and with your support, we've been able to reach other vulnerable families, not necessarily the ones that are directly involved in Project 82's care.
She's very happy, and may God bless you, because she has something to eat now.
Through the support that we've been getting from our sponsors, we've managed to reach out not only to the needy children, but also put a smile on the face of those people who support the children and their families as well.
During the Saturday program, there are so many things that we are involved in. We're able to mentor these children. We're able to bring motivational speakers. We're able to bring people who have had some experience in maybe different fields, and they get a chance to talk to them. We get to teach them life skills, get them to understand that these are their roles, this is what you're supposed to do when you're at home. So basically it's like more of a learning process and an interaction process. And at times we also have group therapy, where we just group themselves according to age. We have someone talking to them, more of like a counseling session. By the end of the day, you ensure that you've interacted with every child who was in this compound. So at least every child can be able to tell you, maybe this is a challenge I'm facing. We are looking at not only just addressing the immediate physical, we are looking at the spiritual, emotional well-being. And through that also, it has really helped us to understand more these children.
Whatever we do it knowing that we are serving God. Thank you so much for being part of this noble cause of defending the weak and the fatherless. God bless.